This video is about solving proportions. So what a proportion is it is a fraction equal to a fraction. So the easiest way to solve a proportion is to do a technique called cross multiplication. It's called cross multiplication because you multiply by creating a cross or an x. So when you cross multiply, what you do is you multiply the cross connecting the x and the 4. So x times 4 is going to be 4x. You then multiply the 6 and the 7, that cross. So 6 times 7 is 42, and you set them equal to each other. So now you have 4x equals 42. Now we have an equation that is much easier to work with. This is a one-step equation. So 4x, I need to get rid of the 4 times x. I need to get rid of the multiplication sign. So how do I get rid of a multiplication sign? I divide both sides by 4. So then I do x equals 4 divided by 4 goes away. 42 divided by 4, that is not going to come out as an integer. So I use the fraction reducing capabilities of the calculator. 42 divided by 4 is 21 over 2. That is your final answer. Number 12, it's a proportion. One fraction equal to another fraction. Cross multiply. So you do 5 times 4 and you get 20 times x, which is 20x. You set that equal to the other cross multiplication piece, which is 24. Now you have multiplication, so you divide by 20 and you get x equals, because the 20s cancel out, 24 divided by 20. That's a fraction. The calculator will reduce that for you. If you can do it by yourself, both of those have a factor of 4. Take out a 4 of, so divide out a 4 of 24 and you get 6. Divide a 20 by 4 and you get 5, and that is the fraction in reduced form. Now, over here, it gets a little more difficult. What happens here is you cross multiply, but here what happens is this 5 has to be multiplied by this entire numerator. So what happens is you get 5 times the entire numerator of x minus 4 equals 8 times 2, which is 16. Now this is a distribution problem. Now we take the 5 and we distribute it to both terms, and you get 5x minus 20 equals 16. Now this is a multi-step equation. Take the 20, move it to the other side by getting rid of the minus 20 by adding 20. Negative 20 and positive 20 is 0. 5x equals 16 plus 20 is 36. Now I need to get rid of the multiplication by dividing, and you get x equals 36 divided by 5 is a fraction. Try to reduce it with the calculator. Unfortunately, you can't reduce it, and you just get 36 divided by 5. Okay? Now, here's some more proportions. A fraction equal to a fraction. Again, cross multiplication. When you cross multiply, you take 5 and you multiply it by the entire numerator of 3x plus 2. Equals the other multiplication of 7 times negative 2, which is negative 14. Again, you have distribution, so you distribute the 5, and you get 15x plus 10 equals negative 14. This is a two-step equation. Move the 10 over by subtracting to get rid of the positive 10, and so you get 15x equals negative 24. Then you divide to get rid of the multiplication, and you get x equals, can you reduce this? Yes, the calculator will do it for you if you don't know how. They both have a factor of 3, so that becomes negative 8 over 5. And that is your final answer. 23, proportion, cross multiplication. So it's going to be 3 times 7x plus 3 equals 4 times 5x minus 3. Now you distribute on both sides of the equation. So you're going to get 21x plus 9 equals, multiply 20x minus 12. Now I have variables on both sides. I need to get this 20x and this 21x together. So I'm going to take this entire 20x and move it to the other side by getting rid of a positive 20x. So I'm going to get rid of a positive 20x by subtracting 20x from both sides. What happens is 20 minus 20x, they're like terms, they become 0, and you're left with a negative 12. 21x minus 20x is 1x plus 9. Now this is a really easy equation to solve. This is a one-step equation. How do I take the 9 to the other side? I subtract the 9 to the other side. Negative 9 and positive 9 is 0, so you get x equals negative 12 and negative 9 are like terms. Add them together and you get negative 21. And that is your final answer.